Hi, good morning. I'm back. It's a few more days before Christmas, and I'm very happy that we have this opportunity that we can converse like this, right? And as you know, the goal of this vlog or podcast, or I just call it conversation, is to empower all of you guys, the viewers, especially those who want to learn complicated matters. As they say, we can only learn if we can talk about it in the simplest possible form. If we can talk, for example, about theory of relativity using the language that we use in day-to-day life, then we can say that we are knowledgeable about the subject matter. In recent days, weeks, or even months, there have been a lot of talk about impeachment. I will not talk about the political aspect of it, but I just wanted to raise the level of awareness of the common people about the Philippine laws on impeachment. Well, to put it simply, there are certain government officials enumerated in the Philippine Constitution who are subject to impeachment. To name a few, the President, the Vice President, the members of the Supreme Court, members of the constitutional commissions like the COMELEC, etc., are subject to impeachment. And this can be brought by any citizen, and the complaint can be brought to the House of Representatives. And for it to be official, at least one member of Congress, the lower house, should endorse the impeachment. So normally, complaints about impeachment arise because of betrayal of public trust. I will not discuss lengthily the scope of it, but it's a catch-all provision, so to speak, wherein an impeachable official can be subjected to an impeachment if the complainant, and endorsed by at least one congressman slash congresswoman, would be able to establish that such impeachable official has violated any provisions under the betrayal of public trust and the other provisions that are subject for impeachment. So I just wanted to raise the level of awareness of everyone how impeachment takes place, right? So in the lower house, once an impeachment complaint has been endorsed, then it has 10 working days for it to be brought to the Committee on Justice. And the Committee on Justice can deliberate, can hold hearings, etc., and vote whether the complaint is, and I will use simple terms here, good in terms of format, that's the one, and then in substance. And once they deliberate on that, they will vote, and in the Committee of Justice, the majority wins, and then it can be brought to the floor for plenary discussion. And at least one-third of the House of Representative members must say yes to it before the official can be officially impeached. Once it's done, then it will be brought to the Senate. The 24 senators will hear it. They will become senator/judges who will try the case. And it will be, of course, a political exercise, but the House of Representatives will now be the prosecutor, so to speak, to present the case of impeachment, And the impeachable official is entitled, of course, to due process, to have representation. So again, in the Senate, it will be heard as if it were a trial court. So for the impeachable official to be found guilty, at least 2/3 of the senators must agree to convict the impeachable official. So that's the process. I won't elaborate much on it. I don't want to complicate things, but all I wanted to discuss here is the simple process. Again, the purpose of this is to empower the viewers as to how complicated matters work. So I hope you learned something on this, and I hope, and this is my main goal here, is to encourage further reading, further research, or you need to discuss this among yourselves, again, to further raise your awareness level on important matters. All right? Again, the purpose for me is not to teach you about the law because I'm not authorized to do that. All I'm doing here is to raise awareness so that it will trigger that curiosity for you to learn. All right? Thank you.